It's Shocktober here at the Natural Habitat Podcast, and as well as a lot of other places. So we're getting into a classic horror movie, and that is Nightmare on Elm Street. Let's do it.
The Natural Habitat Podcast. Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast.
I haven't smoked yet.
Oh yeah, you've been waiting to smoke, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's start it up.
All right, let's do it.
Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is Unknown.
And we are here in the Natural Habitat Theater for yet another Saturday matinee. Now, this morning...
Not a normal one, though.
No, this is a special Shocktober episode. Right now, it is the 17th of Shocktober, and that's a lucky number for me, lucky number 17, even though this morning was not very lucky. Let me tell you guys what happened. Joey and I went into the NHP Theater. We sat down to watch this week's movie because they set us up with popcorn. The theater let us watch it down in the basement, and it's we watch it right before we record the episode, so we're nice and fresh on the movie. And what happened was we were down there smoking a blunt. It went out. We were down to the end of it, and I thought I put it out all the way, and I flicked it into the back of the theater. Well, turns out a fire started after a while, and it was very fitting to the movie because, you know, Freddy Krueger burned in a fire. All the parents, you know, fucking set him on fire. So I thought that it was special effects, like, you know, when you go to Universal Studios and you do like the Terminator thing, and they bring in the real Terminators and they're shooting at you and there's like air coming up underneath your seat and stuff and all these little special effects. I thought that's what was happening. So we sat there pretty much the whole time and watched the movie while the theater burned behind us, and barely made it out unscathed. I'm fine. What about yourself? You get any burns?
Well, I couldn't tell the difference because we smoke so much all the time. It's just like...
It was already very smoky. It was very smoky in there already. And, you know, I have a little rasp in my throat, so I thought that it was just a sickness. But it turns out I was inhaling a bunch of black carpet fumes from the theater chairs. So you know, I'm glad we're all right, but we got some people down there rebuilding the theater for next week's movie, and we made it all the way to the end. So,
yep.
I don't know.
Trying to keep it extra spooky for the Shocktober month.
I think it's an October thing.
Huh?
I think it's an October thing. It was like a Final Destination kind of fire.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe Greg and Craig set us up. Maybe they put some extra flammable shit on the carpet or something.
Oh my God, they're killers. Now that I think about every podcast that they've run here, the hosts of the podcast have died in unnatural ways. Now that I think about it,
probably an insurance scheme.
Look, think about the first one they did.
Are we insured and they're not telling us?
I don't know. Do they have a life insurance policy on it? Did you read our contract?
Nope.
Fuck, neither did I. They gave it to me on a Kindle. With the battery was only at 8%, and it was a 500-page contract.
Self-detonating Kindle, like when you're done reading the message, it fucking kills itself?
Yeah, well, it just gets a porn virus.
Nice.
So, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to go revisit that. But I'm glad we made it through this movie because this was a classic, man. Nightmare on Elm Street. I think I've said this before that this is the first movie that ever truly scared me. I watched it when I was very young on accident. I was at a friend's house. Actually, it was that kid. You remember when I told the story about how I fought that kid, the Mackenzie kid with the Godzilla t-shirt on the first episodes?
Yeah.
The first episode? Yeah. And it was that kid when we were friends. I stayed the night at his house, and his parents were watching Nightmare on Elm Street.
The right hooks all day.
Yeah, the right hooks all day. His parents were watching Nightmare on Elm Street, and we snuck out into the hallway and watched it, and it scared the fucking shit out of me. But now watching it today, I realize not that scary.
Yeah, I feel like all those movies are not scary. They're just camp movies, you know. But as a kid, we didn't know the difference between the genres or any of that shit. We didn't know anything. All we knew is that a scary movie was a scary movie, and it was scary for a reason.
Yep.
And if our parents or whoever said it was scary, that we were prepped and ready to be scared.
Damn right.
And I get it. As a kid, having such a rampant imagination, you know, you could really like assume that the scenarios could come to life, and you know, like your imagination just runs wild as a kid, you know. So it's definitely makes it more believable. But fuck, watching this shit last night or the night before when I watched it, it was funny to see like how any of that should have been scary. You know what I mean? Like watching Freddy with the long arms.
Yeah.
Comes running. It was like stretch arm Freddy,
right? And then how he just how he runs, like when he was running after her, he would just like like all just dancing. Hey. It was ridiculous, man. He was not scary at all, but it was good. It was a really good movie, and Robert Englund is known by that character more than any. And he recently came around here to some independent horror movie festival, and he was like the host of it or something. So
is it slow?
Yeah, so he's around all the time. That's dope.
Nice.
But yeah, he fucking got this role, and it just turned out to be the best role of his life, because everybody knows him from it. You still, like, when you see him, you still go, that's the guy that played Freddy. You know what I mean?
And you know, it almost was somebody else.
Yeah, that's right. I read that somewhere.
And funny fact is, do you know who Jackie Earle Haley is?
No. Sounds familiar.
Well, he tried out for the same part as Johnny Depp. And Johnny Depp ended up getting the part. And then 26 years later, when they did the remake, Haley got to play Freddy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I know that when it was down to Johnny Depp and that other guy, the tiebreaker was Wes Craven's daughter. He brought in his daughter and had her look at both of them and pick which one it was going to be, because it was a heartthrob character. So,
nice.
Got his teenage daughter, and she picked Johnny Depp. And it was Johnny Depp's first movie, and it launched his career, for sure.
That and, what's that stupid TV show? 21 Jump Street.
Yeah.
So funny looking back at that show now.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I forgot that was an original show.
You want to fucking jump into an early smoke sesh and get high with everybody? And
yeah. Let's do it.
Dig down deep into this Freddy shit?
Yep. I have a bowl packed right here, as well as a hash pen. So everybody,
I got some dab going today, actually.
Oh shit!
It's called I think it's like Platinum OG or something.
Joey's got some Platinum OG dab. He went to the club in LA. We were just talking about how marijuana is going to be recreationally legal soon, and we're going to be able to just go and buy shit at stores and go to weed cafes and open weed cafes. So
yeah. We're going to be able to smoke our weed at the bar while all you fucking alcoholics drink your alcohol.
Yep.
We're going to blow hits in your face, and we're going to get you crossfaded, and you're all going to get sick and quit drinking too.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be good.
That's our plan.
It's just
get everybody crossfaded and fucking make them quit drinking.
It's so weird, like, being on the cusp of this, you know what I mean? Like, we get to see...
It's a big time.
We get to see history, and so do you. Everybody out there gets to see it, so enjoy.
Hopefully we follow in the footsteps of Colorado and Oregon and Washington and Alaska, and you know what I mean? Like, we were the first to have the medical shit, but medical is cool and all. It's better than nothing, but really, there's no point. It should be legal. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't fucking hurt anybody. All the numbers back it and prove it and say that it fucking creates so much income and the amount of people that use it are going to dwindle and drop after it becomes legal. So it's like it's a win-win for everybody, and for anybody to think otherwise, they're just not educated on it.
Yeah. If you want, gangs to stop dealing with it and kids to stop doing it, then make it so it's not taboo and everybody could just do it, and then it won't be exciting anymore.
As soon as you make drugs illegal, it takes the criminal element out of it completely.
Yeah.
People can't sell drugs on the street anymore when you can get the same drug at the store for the same price or cheaper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
and
it
Bill,
only makes sense, you know?
William Waffles is up in Oregon living that legal weed life, and it just went through on October 1st, legal weed everywhere, and he has this corner store that's down the street from his house, and he went in there, he got, I want to say it was an eighth, so 3.5 for $15 of some weed that was 32% THC, and super dank.
They gotta be lying about that.
Well,
yeah, they're definitely lying about the percent. It's probably a higher percent, but no, bro, it's hard to get weed that's 30% THC. You have to be like a fucking very knowledgeable grower and know what you're doing to be able to produce something like that. You could check it out and Google the numbers yourself.
Yeah.
But weed that's 30% THC is uncommon.
Maybe it was 23% and not 32%.
Yeah, because 30% is like almost the highest it gets.
I don't know. We got to get him. We got to get him on the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone.
Anyways, who cares?
Someone recently was all like, it only has 22% THC. That's like not a lot. And I was like, what do you mean? That's not how it goes. You don't want 100% THC.
Well, yeah, you'd fucking go to sleep. But anyways, 22% is a fucking huge amount compared to what it used to be, 5%.
Right.
10% at the most. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, back then, weed was not grown the way it is now. You know, that like all the nutrients, the whole process, the fucking everything that goes into everything is so much more complex
and
now.
You know what?
People really have their shit together now.
And speaking of numbers, I'll throw another number at you. 500 gallons. And that's how much blood was used in the very first Nightmare on Elm Street movie. 500 gallons of blood.
Yeah.
That's insane. And did you know the scene where Johnny Depp gets sucked into his bed? There was a lot of spinning sets and upside down sets. Johnny Depp's set was one. It was upside down, and they just poured the blood out of the bed and filmed it, upside down camera. So nice. That was I don't know how much blood that was. That was probably 490 gallons, and then they used the 10 gallons to just kind of rub on everybody's bodies as they died.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a whole lot. Looking at it right here, I can see it, and it looks like like a pool being spilled out or something. You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of fucking blood. Yep.
And another thing that was crazy is that the whole movie was shot in 32 days.
Yep, 30 days, and this franchise single-handedly saved New Line Cinema from bankruptcy. So Damn. It's got the nickname The House That Freddy Built.
That's dope.
New Line Cinemas. Yeah, and then they went on to do fucking Fridays and like all these other movies, you know what I'm saying? So New Line is like a fucking dope place. I'm glad that that Freddy helped them hold their shit together.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's fucking smoke it up, smoker.
Let's do it.
Shit. Let me pull this fucking clip up.
Everybody out there,
time.
Get your one time. Get your
one time.
Get your pipes packed. Your nails heated.
Yep.
And your dabs ready, and your Bics flicked.
And yeah, don't cough too much. you want to be able to hear the episode.
All right, I'll turn my mic off.
All right, let's get with the program. I feel like the the movie music for this sounds similar to the Big Trouble in Little China music. Like
Right?
it might have been like the same person, or I don't know. We should look that up. But
I heard that it was Wes Craven's daughter's boyfriend.
that did the movie score.
Yeah,
Well, he did a great fucking job.
right? Oh no.
Are you scared yet?
I'm all the way high now. And I'm a little scared. Should I be scared? Am I on scare tactics?
Wake and bake.
Oh yeah, well, I guess you just woke up, huh? It is.
Tell everybody.
We are recording this at 2:00 in the morning. So we set our alarms, woke up in the middle of the night because I wanted to do it while this guy was out here mowing our lawn. You might be able to hear that.
Meth is bad if you're mowing the lawn in the morning.
Yep, you know. So that's just the kind of neighboring businesses we have around here. What it is we're on the 27th floor, and the 26th floor is, I know I said that it was like a lot of apartments and stuff, but there's also a couple businesses. On the 26th floor, there's a lawnmower company, and they're just constantly testing their lawnmowers. They grow grass downstairs.
They do have a nice lawn.
They do have a nice lawn, and it's always cut perfectly, but it gets a little noisy, so we're sorry about that. I'm all the way high from that smoke
Me
session.
too. Yeah.
Oh man.
Platinum fucking OG dad. It's pretty good.
All right, let's drop some facts here. You want to go first? You got something?
Go ahead.
I got something that was dope.
I just like saying a lot.
This whole movie was inspired by a story that Wes Craven read in the LA Times that was about teenage immigrants that moved from refugee camps in a country that I could not pronounce, and they came to America, and they all were suffering from disturbing dreams, like disturbing nightmares, and then they all died mysteriously. So that's what he read, and he was like, that would be a crazy premise for a movie. And then I think we talked about before how Freddy Krueger was a kid that used to pick on Wes Craven when he was in school. And he got the hat from an old neighborhood drunk that used to walk around and creep him out. He wore the fedora hat. And then the red and green on the sweater are scientifically proven. They like subconsciously unsettle you because it's hard to process those two colors together.
Well, yeah, they're the two. They clash more than any other color, so it's like the hardest two colors to put next to each other.
Yeah, so it's unsettling right away.
Yeah. The first time Robert Englund put on the Freddy glove, he cut himself.
Nice. That dumb bastard.
That's what you get for playing with knives.
Man, I can't believe how scary this was when I was a kid, and it was just so funny.
It's all fun and games until fucking Freddy cuts his own hands off. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you remember in the movie? He's like, Nancy, look at this. Chop and chops his pinky off.
That's
like
right.
That was supposed to scare us. Hey, Nancy. Chop.
Man, Like that is so. I wonder if he cut himself before or after they shot that scene.
I don't know, but it's fucking karma that he got cut.
Right? That bastard. Yeah, Robert Englund's dope, and I heard in an interview with him that he was inspired by Klaus Kinski's role as Nosferatu in the '79 remake, because Nosferatu was one of the first horror movies. It was one of the first movies about. It was the first movie about vampires, and it was from the '30s, I want to say, or the '40s, and it was a silent movie and super creepy, and fucking they remade that, and a guy named Klaus Kinski played him, and that was one of Robert Englund's like idols, you know what I mean? So that's who he took something from. Just like how we were talking about, everybody takes something from somewhere. Nobody's original.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah. I mean that's for sure a proven fact. Like no matter how original your idea is, it's still got borrowed elements. You know what I mean? Because almost everything's happened already. There's not a lot of scenarios that fucking, haven't happened. So it's like, it makes you think like, okay, how can I do something with this genre, but have a twist of my own so it could be fucking original, you know? So they have to like, that's the position that you're put in to start from. You just have to take from whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I stole this whole show from Mad TV. That's what our premise is. Mad TV's premise, just audio version.
So I'm reading this fact, and I find it hard to trust people who don't spell right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is supposed to be a factual website telling me facts about this, but they're spelling shit wrong. It says that in the original script, the blades on the gloves were fishing knives, but they ended up being steak knives in the finished film. Steak spelled S-T-A-K-E. Wrong kind of steak. We're not sticking it through somebody's heart. We're trying to cut a piece of meat.
Well, Freddie is.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's funny.
Yeah, so it's like in real life when someone says something real stupid, and then everything else that they say, you can't really take it seriously for the whole rest of the conversation.
Yeah. I mean, we say a lot of stupid shit, and we make a lot of shit up. You know what I mean? Like, we just have fun with it.
But we're joking.
People might not be able to know the difference sometimes. Like, they might think sometimes we're being serious about something that we're not, because it's taken out of context because they're hearing it instead of seeing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I definitely agree that that fucks with it.
Yeah, and that's the price we pay, and we're aware of it. So, whatever.
Yeah, but we're not claiming to be factual. You know what I mean? Like, this shit is factual.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be the facts.
I do know some shit.
It's spelling shit wrong, and it makes me like second guess these facts I'm quoting.
Yeah, well, we will never spell things wrong on our podcast, mainly because there's no text involved. It's all audio. So unless I spell something out, like SPELL, but I think I did that.
The movie playing on Nancy's TV when she falls asleep in her bedroom is The Evil Dead.
Yep, because Wes Craven was he looked up to what's the guy, Sam Raimi, the guy who made Evil Dead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think his name's Sam Raimi. I might be wrong. And he looked up to him, and it was because in the original Evil Dead movie, there was a poster for The Hills Have Eyes in it, which is Wes Craven's movie. So
yeah,
he put a little plug for Wes Craven. So in Nightmare on Elm Street, he had Nancy watching The Evil Dead to help her stay awake. And then in Evil Dead 2, when Ash goes out into the shed to go get his iconic chainsaw that he fastens onto his stump of an arm, he's looking through all the shit on the shelves, and you could see Freddy's glove up on the shelf in one of the scenes. So they're constantly back and forth, shouting each other out and putting in little subliminal things. So they were homies.
Yeah, it's super dope. It's like Gremlins and Goonies. It's like same universe.
Yep. Nightmare on Elm Street and Evil Dead, same universe. They should go side by side. Like if it was me, it would be like Nightmare on Elm Street, and then it would be Evil Dead after that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
So Jennifer Grey, Demi Moore, Courtney Cox, and Tracy Gold all auditioned for Nancy's role before they gave it to Heather Langenkamp.
yeah, and what happened with Heather Langenkamp? Where's she at? Nowhere?
I don't know. Oh, but all the other ones are.
Yeah, they all made it.
Yep.
Well,
So funny.
it's a good thing they passed it up.
And she wasn't a very good actress in the movie. Like,
No, she wasn't.
She was like trying so hard not to smile, and no tears ever when she was faking crying.
Right?
And like I don't know, it was really hard to like. And she would like always look down and away from the camera and shit when she was like,
Yeah,
I don't know,
because she
It
couldn't
felt-
act.
You could tell it was like her first movie. Johnny Depp was a beast though. Like, you know, he was good. You could tell right then he was gonna be good. You know what I mean? Even in his first movie, the little fucker.
Yep. I noticed I noticed when I was watching it that when he's laying on his bed right before he dies and he's listening to his radio, they say he slips off, because you never know when people fall asleep in this movie. It never shows them falling asleep. They're just kind of walking around, and all of a sudden everything's misty and they're asleep. You know what I mean? So you never know. But he's just sitting there listening to music, and the DJ on the radio goes, "You're listening to Hot Jams on KUGR." And fucking, that's how you know. That's how you know he's going to die. Because there's no radio station named Kruger, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
But,
No.
you know, it was a lot of little subliminal shit like that made it fresh. It was like little hidden things. And Freddie, I don't think anybody could have played the character better because it was just like goofy. It was such a goofy movie. The whole thing was goof.
In the first time we're introduced to Freddy in the first scene, he's not being played by England. Instead, he's being played by special effects artist Charles Bellardinelli, I think is how you say it.
It's a cool name.
Because he was the only one who knew how to cut the gloves and put the blades in it. So like when you know what I'm saying, like when he's making the gloves in the beginning scene and shit, like that was fucking the special effects dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Robert Englund's like, I don't know what I'm doing. All right.
And Freddy Krueger has only 7 minutes of screen time.
Really?
Yeah, that's what it says in the whole movie.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. There was a lot of screen time from other people, and the drunk mom, and what's her name again? Heather Longford.
Who?
The girl who played
Nancy?
Nancy. Yeah,
It's Langenkamp.
Heather Langenkamp. Heather Longfoot.
Yeah.
I have this scene right here that stuck out to me when I was watching it, and they have her hooked up to this machine. They took her to like a dream expert that is mapping her brain and is gonna like figure out what's going on in her dreams. And he's talking about, oh, it's a 0.3, everything's fine. You know what I mean? But this is the mother
It
asked.
sounds like super drug talk too, by the way. Like, oh, it's only a 0.3. Don't worry about it. You know, they sound like heroin addicts or something.
It's only a 0.3. It's good.
Yeah.
But here is the mother asks what dreams are. And this is the whole movie's based on dreams. It's all centered around the dreams of these children. And this is a dream expert's explanation. So because we're not experts on dreams. This guy is. So he can give you the truth about what dreams are. Here it is.
You would hope.
What the hell are dreams anyway?
Mysteries, incredible body hocus pocus. The truth is, we still don't know what they are or where they come from.
Okay. My man just said they're mystical body hocus pocus. We don't know what they are or where they come from. Okay, first of all, they're dreams. Second, they come from your brain, and it's like, it's not hocus pocus. Like, you're supposed to be a dream expert, dude. You went to school for this? You have a lab
And
coat
this was
on?
in the 80s.
This is
Who
some
says
sort
hocus
of
pocus in the 80s?
some sort of mental-
hocus pocus.
mental hocus pocus. What kind of doctor
That's-
says hocus pocus?
That's like the fucking drug guy in the 60s or 70s or whatever that said he turned into a bat when he smoked marijuana.
Yep. It was some sort of marijuana hocus pocus.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Fucking that shit is just crazy, man. You figure that maybe she should have got a second opinion, gone to a different doctor. That's just me.
Yeah.
If it was, go ahead.
You think that the movie, all these parts were almost played by like other big actors, you know what I mean? So do you think the movie would have been like the same if it would have been cast differently?
No, I think
it says like, remember all the actresses, Courtney Cox and all them, everybody that tried out for Nancy. Well, Charlie Sheen, John Cusack, Brad Pitt, Kiefer Sutherland, Nicolas Cage, and C. Thomas Howell were all considered for the role of Glenn.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's like,
that's crazy.
There's so many options. What if it was Charlie Sheen and Courtney Cox? You know what I'm saying?
Man, I couldn't even imagine. I think that I think that the actor definitely makes the movie, but at this time, all of these people were young, and it was their first movies. A lot of them, probably, or
they were all relevant, dude. All of them were fucking doing shit back then.
So it's like, I think that Johnny Depp wouldn't have got the start that he got, but I think that we really don't know. We don't know what it would have. I think it would have been a totally different movie with different kids and different characters, but I think that actors complement shit in their own way, you know what I mean? And it might have been better, it might have been worse. I'm not sure. I think we're right in the middle. It's about as average as it could get.
I think that'd be a cool idea to do intentionally one day, like make the same movie with 3 different casts and see like how they turn out. You know what I mean? Like the same lines, same everything,
and not tell them,
and just have 3 of them, but each one have different actors, and like, you know what I'm saying, and see what happens at the end. And I think that would be a crazy idea. That'd be super cool.
Man, that's a great idea. And that was made here on the Natural Habitat podcast on October 17th, 2015. So
yeah,
we own that idea now.
Yeah. Boom.
So if anybody makes that, all we have to do is sit around and wait for that to happen, and then we just send them this and then ask for our $1 million. It'll be great.
The melting staircase scene was shot using pancake mix.
I thought it was marshmallows.
Oatmeal and glue. Yeah, it looked like marshmallows. Yeah. That's what I thought.
I thought they built stairs out of marshmallows, and I was like, "That's amazing."
What? I was like, s'more stairs. That's crazy.
Yep, with and it would have like a graham cracker railing. You know, you could just kind of break a piece off. Mm-hmm. That sounds dope. Some sort of candy house. Maybe it's just because of the hash I've been smoking, but. I wouldn't be that afraid of those marshmallow stairs. I'd probably taste them. But knowing that it was pancake batter, that might get you sick, right? Isn't there eggs in there?
Yeah. No.
No?
No.
I don't know. For some reason, I think you're not supposed to eat pancake batter raw.
No, I don't think it matters.
Maybe.
I think it's just like mixing water.
I think it cooks in. If you eat it raw, it cooks in your stomach, and then you have to shit out pancake. It's not even poop. It's like a pancake.
Yeah.
So
that's why I got one of the most famous scenes from the movie, the bathtub scene.
Oh shit! You got it on deck. The actual scene.
Yep.
All right, you play it, and then I got some facts to spit about it.
All right, cool.
3, 4, and up, 5, 6, grab the goose, 8, go to stay up, 10, clean your sleep, 10. sakes.
It happens all the time. I've heated up some warm milk for you, honey.
Warm milk. Gross.
That's how I say too.
Warm milk.
Motherfucking warm milk. Big Trouble in Little China music.
Yep.
You screaming. You were calling me. I just like getting out of the tub, Mom.
And then after that she's all like, "Oh, okay, I'll get ready for bed. Let me just get my pajamas on." And it's like, why?
And then she like pops those pills.
Yep.
The fucking meth pills.
Yep. She's all, "Let me get these no-dose pills in me."
Yeah.
Fucking, did you know that the bathroom scene, it was a set of a bathroom that was built over a swimming pool, and it was a bottomless tub, and underneath it was really a swimming pool.
That's dope.
So that's how they got that hole, how it pulled her down, and it was just one hole and all in the blackness and shit. Darkness, blackness. And I think that it definitely had a creepy ass effect to it. It was scary as fuck.
All the effects from that movie were really good. I thought the best they could have been, you know? Like the one where like they're coming through where he's coming through the wall.
Yeah. That was dope.
And like it's like a sheet or something, and it's like you can see an impression of him like trying to come through, and then he backs up.
Yeah, and it's dope because
and
that
cross falls down or whatever.
Even that simple stuff that can be done in real life is all computer graphics now. They just have the computer team do it, and
and it's different. It doesn't feel the same.
Yeah, it doesn't have the same feel as that bathtub scene because you could tell that bitch is actually she's actually pulled under water. She's in a fucking giant ass, pool of water. You don't know how deep it is because it's all black, and there's just a little hole at the top for the bathtub. And it's not all, there was actually a little tiny bathtub up there with the fake bathroom if you swim up to it. And they actually put all that work into it, which is dope because I think it paid off. And that's why it's still one of the greatest horror movies ever. It's been remade fucking 8 times, and it's still talked about to this day. People still know Freddy Krueger. They still will know the sweater. They know Nightmare on Elm Street. And it's a franchise that'll never die, in my opinion. Just keeps going.
Yeah.
Freddy versus Jason was dope.
Yeah. I like that those two were connected. That makes sense.
It was almost
Jason Goes to Hell was a good one.
It was almost Freddy versus Hellraiser or Pinhead.
Yeah, it's probably better it didn't.
Yeah, they are both from some sort of other dimension, though. I guess they would have fit together.
Yeah.
But Freddy got inside of Jason's dreams because he's pimp like that. I remember Freddy was like, he was Jason's mom. Because you know how Jason's mom would always tell him to do shit? And he was all like, you just need to go and fucking go down here and do this. And then Jason's mom turns into Freddy. And you're like, damn, that's some heavy shit. Freddy's dope.
I got some a clip with Freddy speaking himself, talking about things that most people didn't know about the movie.
Like interview style?
No, it's Freddy telling you things about Friday, or telling you things about Nightmare on Elm Street.
All right, lay it on us.
The point is that everyone has a bad dream once in a while. It's no biggie.
Freddy Krueger here, a.k.a. Robert Englund, the man who played Freddy Krueger. And the following are 10 things you probably didn't know about Nightmare on Elm Street. Child killer Freddy was inspired by an old man who was hanging around outside. Right,
Spoiler alert.
Wes Craven's house.
It's just going to be a bunch of stuff that we said already.
The man stood there staring up at the house.
Let's see if we got all of them.
And planted the seed that would eventually become the nightmare. The story of a man who kills in his dreams was also inspired by a series of unconnected Los Angeles Times articles in the 1970s about East Asian refugees inexplicably dying during nightmares. Friday the 13th creator Sean Cunningham filmed one shot of the movie, this one. Dave Miller, who was charged with the task of creating Freddy's face, found inspiration in a pepperoni pizza he was eating while out one night. Rather than finish the meal, he took the pizza home and used it as a guide for Freddy's heavily burned and scarred appearance.
Nice.
Charles Fleischer, who plays Dr. King in the movie, went on to provide the voice for Roger Rabbit.
Okay, anything you say, Mama Dearest.
Freddy's jumper is red and green because when placed side by side, they are one of the hardest color combinations for the human eye to process. Lou Carlucci built Freddy's original glove, which mysteriously disappeared after the filming of Part 2. If anyone recovers it, please handle with care and return to 1428 Elm Street. The sound that said glove makes was created by scraping a stick on the underside of a metal folding chair. Nancy is watching Evil Dead in this scene from the movie as a tribute to Sam Raimi, who included a poster of Wes Craven's The Hills Have Eyes in that very film. And finally, the ending was quite contentious, with producer Robert Shea wanting Freddy to drive the car that Nancy pulls away in. Wes Craven disagreed, but compromised by having the car's convertible top feature Freddy's stripes, making the finale open-ended and paving the way for the many sequels that followed.
Yeah, and then he ripped the mom through the door.
Yeah.
That shit was nuts. Wes Craven wanted to end it to where it was all a dream. And everybody wakes up and everybody's fine.
But that would have ended the movie.
Yeah. And it didn't, luckily. But I read somewhere that he still stands by it. That he thinks that his original ending would have been better.
Well, he was smart. You can't discount it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knew what the fuck he was doing. That's for sure.
Yeah, he did.
He did the whole episode of him.
Also, what I noticed while watching it was the Insidious lady. The old lady from Insidious. And all the different Insidious movies. And she's like in every horror movie now. She's like, you know the old lady I'm talking about? She played the teacher.
Oh, yeah.
And her role was really small. But I saw her, and she was in there all young. It tripped me out.
Yeah.
This is definitely a classic. I think that everybody should go and enjoy the very first Nightmare on Elm Street, because there's a lot of them. So you get mixed up, you know what I mean? There's Freddy's Revenge and all this different shit. So just the very first one with Johnny Depp, go watch that. And it's a classic horror movie. And if you don't laugh at those fucking go-go gadget arms that he has, then you don't have a soul.
Yeah, if you don't laugh at a lot of that shit, you don't have no sense of humor.
Yep.
I mean, that's part of it too, you know what I mean? The whole thing is just like, it's not just horror. It's just like a campy genre. It's like, it's supposed to be funny. It's supposed to be cheap looking, and it's supposed to feel semi-real scenarios like that, you know? Like,
yeah.
I mean, the dream part was kind of crazy, but I don't know. The fact that people could get killed by somebody like that is not out of realm.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the Jason series is not really out of realm. You know, like, I'm sure there's not a drowned guy that lives under the water that fucking, you know, just comes out of the water at night and kills people. But I mean, I guarantee that there's been serial killers that have fucking hit maybe get camps like that, or like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like whatever, like national parks or like whatever, you know, like the scenarios are what's important.
Yeah. And it's definitely a classic for sure. So,
yeah.
You know, if you haven't seen it,
good times.
Go see it. So we have a special next week. We have our Back to the Future episode. That's going to be an extra-sode. Back to the Future extra-sode. And it's the day that Doc and Marty come to the future. We've been hyping this up a lot, so it better be great.
We're going to be chilling with them.
Yep.
We're going to be smoking with them.
We're gonna have them in studio. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
So tune in for that, and also
we'll have the results of the race from our time machine and the DeLorean.
Yeah, that's right. We'll have that. And I was thinking about what we should do, since you brought up the time machine, is we should take the time machine back and change the cast of Nightmare on Elm Street and see what it's like, and then take it back again and change the cast again, see what it's like, and then possibly go back and change it back to the original cast.
Yeah.
Depending
Could
on
be like Star Wars.
Depending on what happens.
Yep.
So I say we do that right now. We're gonna go fuck with the space-time continuum, and hopefully we'll be back in the present, and we'll see you motherfuckers on Tuesday.
Yeah. Peace, bitches.
The Natural Habitat Podcast.